And Phil McDonald will be a bit gutted and disgusted himself with that one. Which brings us to another Aussie. This Aussie surfer, currently second in the world, doesn't have an event win yet this year. Would love to get one under his belt. He is in the red singlet. They call him Sabotage. Taj Burrow coming up against Mineirinho in yellow out of Brazil. Adriano DeSouza, and we've been sitting here babbling away for quite a few hours, and it's time for me to take a little potty break. So, Dino, hopefully you can hold down the central commentary position for about 2 minutes here while I run off to the porta potty. Good luck.
Absolutely, Dave. There you go. This is a very critical heat in the world title race with Taj Burrow. He's obviously rated number 2 in the world, and he's going against a very vicious competitor, Adriano DeSouza from Brazil, who's very familiar with these conditions. With the tide coming in, rushing in, and at the level it is, you got to think, it's going to change throughout the course of this next 25 minutes. And luckily for me, I have GT sitting next to me. He's going to help me talk through this heat here, GT.
Well, while Dave's offset, I'll just cover a little bit of ground until I get to interview Bobby Martinez. But this matchup, Dino, really two lightning fast, threats out here. This is a great duel in these conditions.
Absolutely. I mean, they're very similar surfers. Very light, very fast, and they both have aerials in their repertoire. And we'll have to wait and see. But if they're dealt a wave or two, hopefully we'll see some exciting surfing.
And just to kind of reset the action here, we just saw the end of heat number 6 of round 4 between Bobby Martinez and Phil McDonald. Macca, unfortunately, just going down right there at the end. He had the wave to potentially do it, but just came up short. Needed kind of a high five and got low. And here we go. Right here, TB up and riding, Dino.
Nice big blast off the top, and looked like he caught an edge coming down, but nonetheless, nice commitment from Taj Burrow to open up his heat here in round number 4.
And I'm guessing that we probably won't, well, here we go. TB, currently ranked number 6. Obviously, he's keeping his world title hopes alive in this heat, trying to move that, one step closer to that big goal. And, we certainly, these guys probably won't have a hard time making the reform here to the inside because they're so light and just loose.
Absolutely right, GT. That's an interesting point. These guys, they're very similar in their approach. They're probably going to be looking to get scores on the board and get a rhythm here. As you can see, Taj Burrow going on that pretty average wave, just wanting to get a rhythm going. And the tide is coming in fast, and you got to think they're gonna need to be getting scores up on the board quickly.
Now, if you're just joining us, here we go, up and riding right now. Yellow on his backhand. Dino, take it away.
There you go. He's stomping down the line as he floats that oncoming section, getting stuck a little bit in the whitewater on that one. The young Brazilian opting to kick out, probably realizing that wasn't quite enough to bother trying to reform that thing, GT.
And with Adriano, he's been staying down here in Bakio. These conditions certainly suiting his ability to kind of mosquito through these peaks. And, Adriano is such a, not in a bad way, but a real competitive surfer. I mean, he wants these victories as bad as anyone.
Oh, he's vicious. He's very vicious. I mean, he does not want to lose. And I don't think he really cares who he's going against. As you can see, Taj Burrow, big snap off the top, big floater generating tons of speed. Nice whip off that oncoming section, and a big floater to close that wave off for Taj Burrow, current world number 2. Man, that was good surfing, GT.
Well, right now, Taj currently holding on to a 1. I'm certain he's going to build from that. Yellow DeSouza having a 2.0 in his cachet, if you will. So if you're just joining us really quick, let's just reset the scene. Well, this morning we woke up, Mundaka, swell a little bit to west, not really breaking at the tides that are required for there. We opted to move to our second spot here at Bakio, kind of a mixed-up beach break situation with a replay of TB.
Well, here you go. This first turn is in the pocket, just snapping. You can see the tail come out the back. for their Taj Burrow, current world number 2, as he zips down the line. And look at his acceleration. I mean, obviously it's in slow motion, but nonetheless you can see his speed through his maneuvers as he pops over that little foam there. And this is a really interesting, like, double pump rock and roll floater, just airdropping off that oncoming section to finish that wave off, GT.
Well, really, he makes it look so fun. It's like, let's get out there now. But trust me, peeps, at home, these conditions are challenging. And, well, Taj gets paid off with an 8.0 right there on his second wave ridden. So right now, Taj holding down an 8.0 and a 1.0. Adriano with priority has a 2, so obviously he's looking to throw that away. So right now we're rolling through round 4 here, and this is the bubble heat really in terms of what their futures are. Are we going to maintain going into the quarters or not? Because I know in talking to Mike Parsons before this heat, this was the heat that they were going to kind of make the decision whether to maintain with quarterfinals or to stop it here and roll on. And his whole perspective was to make sure that the quarterfinals, all the surfers kind of compete in the same conditions.
There you go. I'm sure Mike Parsons is making the right call here with the help of Surfline and the forecasting system and that we have, and it's hard decisions, but they always seem to come out with the goods. And currently in our heat right now is Adriano DeSouza coming into this event, seated number 29th in the world. The young rookie from Brazil is up against Taj Burrow, current world number 2.
Yes, he is, and thank you very much to GT for jumping in for me on that one. A true professional. We'll be back with GT from beachside in just a few seconds for a quick update and interview with that last heat winner, Bobby Martinez. Once again, Dino currently in the water, Adriano DeSouza in yellow, in red, Taj Burrow. Now, it said Adriano is currently 29th in the world, just outside the requalification bubble, but I think might have some misinformation there. It seemed to me that he was 22nd before this event on our heat sheet, but either way, we'll get some clarification on that one, and we'll keep watching the action in the water. 22 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Taj 8-0 on his last wave, first wave of Adriano 2.0. Adriano needing a 7.01 to take the lead. And there's the kid out of Santa Barbara, California, getting his picture taken with one of the Bakio locals here. And we'll be moving over to GT with Bobby in just a few seconds. But first up, let's check out this wave of Taj Burrow.
Well, there you go. Taj Burrow coming unstuck on that second turn there, but nonetheless, just getting his rhythm going in this heat.
That's right. It looks like that Nev Firewire board is working just fine for him out there, posting an 8.0 on his second ride. And we're going to go over to GT now with our last heat winner, Bobby Martinez.
Well, Bobby, not quite Mundaka, not quite Huntington. Kind of tough out there.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like, actually, it was like a riptide run. And I just I didn't know what wave to go on or nothing. It was hard, and the 2 waves, I only caught 2 waves, and I didn't even know how they were going to be. I just went because they like popped up, so I tried to get them, and it was hard though.
And really, that's what it's like out there. You just kind of got to go when one makes itself available.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, out there it's like it's real lumpy and bumpy, and it's hard to tell a good one. I couldn't tell a good one, so I tried to go, and I just went, and man, it was. And then I couldn't hear the scores even when I was close in. I couldn't hear, so I had no idea what was going on. I was lost completely.
Kind of coming in on instruments only, just kind of blind.
Yeah, just going. What actually happened? I didn't know my wave scores. I didn't know anything. So
now you have to be stoked. The quarterfinal results here. Just again, it just really. I mean, you've had a great first year on tour. How has it been for you? I mean, has this kind of been what you've expected, or you're great? Grateful? Where you at?
I'm very grateful. I had no idea what to expect this year. I'm just glad to be here. I've tried on that QS for years, and to finally be here, I'm really happy. I finally got to make it and experience this because it's been great this year. But yeah, I'm just really glad I'm here. Hopefully I'll be here again next year, I hope. So
I bet you it's a pretty good bet that you will be. And I guess in Espanol, buen trabajo, senor.
yeah, thank you.
Well done, Bobby. All right, boys, back to our multinational webcasting crew. French, Portuguese, Spanish, English. Back to you guys.
Well, muchas gracias to you too, GT, as they say in Castellano. And once again, back out here in the North Atlantic, Adriano DeSouza, Mineirinho as they call him, going to town on this one.
Wow, big turns for Adriano DeSouza, the young rookie from Brazil. Two big, gigantic floaters and zipping around that last section and bouncing off that closeout re-entry there to finish that wave. Unfortunately, he didn't make that last turn, but nonetheless, great surfing from Adriano DeSouza.
Well, Adriano, or Mineirinho as they call him in Brazilian, back home in Samba Town, going to town on that one, needing an 8.5 to take the lead off of Taj. We'll see what the judges thought of that last one. While we're waiting, go back to the board. Big shout out, Walt Cerny. Yep, Dino's here. Stoked you're on the line watching us.
Yeah, Walt.
To Shano, thanks for the compliments. And well, Shmoo and Martin Potter actually only work on the Quicksilver webcasts, so you guys are just going to have to tune in next year from mid-March to get back with those guys. Here's a quick replay of this last wave of yellow. Adriano DeSouza, a 6.5, Dino, as reference. Take it away.
There you go, Adriano DeSouza, as he takes off on this one. You can see his front foot kind of moved up a little bit and his weight pushing forward. See that his foot shift up there as he's kind of bouncing down the line, keeping his forward momentum going. And right here, it's a nice blast into floater, kind of almost an upside down floater turn as he bounces again around the section. And right here, this is a really neat upside-down floater, really committed surfing from the young Brazilian there as he stomps his way around that section into this oncoming closeout section. And right here, he bangs that closeout. And, unfortunately for him, he's kind of stuck in the whitewater right here and unable to make it. But you got to think, had he have made that last turn, he would have been looking at, at least a point better on that wave, Dave.
I'd have to agree with you on that one, Dino. Yeah, unlucky. Adriano just kind of getting stuck in the foam ball at the end of that one. Otherwise, that 6.5 could easily have gone into the 7.5 or 8-point range. But either way, bringing himself back into the match here. Adriano now needing a 4.01 after that last one. All right, and while we're waiting for the next set to roll through the arena here at Bakio, let's go over to a pre-recorded interview and get some words from Taj Burrow, our current world number 2.
Tapas. Nice. Yum. I don't know, gee. Religion. Not interested. Flexible. Angry. Big. Big? Big. 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 Poncho. That's a trick question, isn't it? You expect to burn out someone that's on tour that's overrated. I would never say that. Don't know. Skip. Probably Kelly and Andy. Damien Hogwood pops into the line first. Frustration. Amazing. Maybe Gold Coast, because I'm always really excited to get the first event underway. Everyone gets to see what... Can I answer more than one word?
Of course you can.
Everyone likes to see what kind of form everyone's in, and it's just exciting because it's in Australia and it's the first event, it's a home crowd, and it's good times.
Well, very entertaining words from Taj Burrow there. very kid-like approach to life. Seemingly unjaded is Taj Burrow as he sits in the water in heat number 7 of round number 4. Dave?
Well, that's right, Dino, and that's probably one of the reasons why Taj is one of the most respected and well-liked surfers in the elite top 45 of the Foster's ASP Men's World Tour. And going to town out in the lineup right now, an 8-0, excellent wave score, the best in his 2-wave scoreline right now, backing that up with a 2.5 to match that up against Adriano DeSouza. Adriano's best wave, a 6.5. His backup wave, a 2.0. Adriano needs a 4.01. Just into the second half of this heat, 14 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. It looks like that was a quick in and out from Adriano D'Souza, as the sun's been doing behind the clouds all day. Quick in and out, rain, sun, but still plenty of contestable conditions out in the lineup here at Bakio for day 11 of the Billabong Pro Mundaka 2006. Super stoked that you're all online with us. Keep sending in your questions and comments.
Well, there's current world number 2, Taj Burrow, up and running. Big snap off the top. And another big snap in a nice closeout re-entry, blowing the tail into reversal. They're not quite completely around, but, you know, breaking his fins loose over the top of that wave, Dave.
Well, you'd have to think that's going to better his 2.5 and put a little bit more pressure on our tour rookie, Adriano D'Souza. And thank you to Paulo Vinicius from Florianopolis, Brazil, for checking on ASPWorldTour.com that Adriano is 22nd in the world currently. That is correct. Someone must have misread the stat sheet when they were typing in his current standings on screen here. So Adriano is 22nd in the world. That's the 3rd highest ranking for any of our WCT rookies this year. Once again, Bobby Martinez, who we saw in that last heat, currently 7th in the world in his first year on tour, and Aussie Sean Cansdell currently sitting in 13th position. So what a way to start for all those surfers. Poncho Sullivan, another tour rookie, currently sitting 25th. So all that crew just killing it in their first years on tour. Big shout out to Max from Germany.
Well, as you can see, this nice snap off the top from this replay of Taj Burrow on his last wave. Big first turn, and this second turn, a little bump, little floater, projection turn, and another nice blast on the closeout, blowing his tail completely around, fins releasing on that third turn to finish that wave off. And you know, you got to think that was that and the first turn were a better part of the reason why I got a 5.33 on that wave.
I think when looking at that last turn on the replay, the judges, if they could use the video replay before putting in their scores, might have pumped it up a half a point or two there. That was an absolutely sick final re-entry there, little backside, almost off the lip to lip slide there for Taj. So Taj putting the pressure on, Adriano now needing a 6.84. And once again, plenty of people online. Dan Flecky saying, what's up, Dino? Flecky and Bud Lamas watching this live and direct from the Black Flies Factory. Yes, Dan Flecky, the mayor, is online and giving big shouts out to one of our original San Clemente Mafia members, Dino Andino, who I'm very stoked to have here on the mic with me. There's Mick Fanning having a look at conditions and keeping his fingers crossed. What do you think? You think Mick wants to go out for the quarterfinals in these conditions or not, Dino?
He wants it whenever he can get it. Knowing him, he's ready in any conditions. Current world number 5, Mick Fanning, up against Joel Parkinson in quarterfinal number 1. We'll have to wait and see if they do hold that heat today, but whenever they do decide to run that, you can bet it's going to be a serious heat.
Yes, it will be, Dino, and with a little bit of insider's information on just that question, to quarterfinal or not today here at Bakio, let's go down to GT, who's been speaking with Mike Snips Parsons.
All right, the debate is raging right now on whether to go into the quarterfinals or not. we have this heat plus one more going into the next round, okay? So basically, I was just talking to Mike Parsons, and I happened to roll up on him and Craig Sage, who's the other kind of event co-director, as they were talking to Mick Fanning and Joel Parkinson. And, of course, Joel and Mick want to go out right now into the quarterfinals. They feel that there's a bird at hand right now, and they want to get out there and surf. The problem is, the other side of the debate is, for the rest of the quarterfinalists, are the waves going to maintain? Is there enough gas in the tank left here to get us all the way through the quarters? Because Mike's main objective is to try and make the quarterfinals in equal conditions for all competitors. So it's not really easy right now to make that distinction or that determination, because the tidal swing is so huge here. And as you kind of pull out into the lineup here, you can see basically, it's a bit of a washing machine. Bobby Martinez was telling us he couldn't tell where he was. It was just basically kind of turning around and going on just about anything that came his way. You can't hear out in the lineup. You can't hear the announcing. You can't hear the timing. So it's a bit of a wash out there right now. Fun, don't get me wrong, but right now, again, the big consideration on Mike Parsons and Craig Sage's call, the event directors, is to try and keep parity in conditions for the quarterfinals on. So right now, we'll know, I would say, by about 10 minutes in the next heat. So if you want to know if we're going to the quarterfinals, you're going to stay with us. In the water right now, two equally matched surfers in these conditions, Taj Burrow versus Adriano DeSouza. We'll take it back up to our webcasters up in the tower.
Well, thanks for that, GT. That's a very interesting subject. The tide will be rolling in here very quick. As you can already see, the waves have almost stopped breaking on the outside bank and moving into the middle part of the beach here. And we'll have to wait and see what decision Mike Parsons makes, but I'm sure it'll be the right one.
Well, that's exactly correct, Dino. We're now, it is 1656, 1656 hours local time, translation 4:56 p.m. So we are 2 hours into the incoming tide. We started on our way. Well, what time did we start at? Noon. So we started at exactly at mid-tide on the outgoing. And by the time we finish these two heats, we're going to be on more or less that same tidal situation, but on the opposite end on the incoming. So things could very well go a bit flat out in the lineup on us. There's still swell out there, but once again, we are dealing with 13 to 14 foot tidal swings. So conditions here on the beach definitely depend a lot on what the tide's doing, and it's kind of a toss-up. It could go completely flat, or this swell could keep pushing with the incoming tide, and I guess only time will tell. And speaking of time, 7 minutes and 10 seconds left in this one. Mineirinho Adriano DeSouza still needing a 6.84 to take the lead over surfer in red, current world number 2, Taj Burrow, sitting on an 8.0 and a 5.33. There they are once again. Taj Burrow in red, current world number 2. Adriano DeSouza, the Brazilian rookie, in yellow, current world number 22 in his first season on tour. Both these surfers super small, compact, fast, and very innovative. So this is a matchup that everyone's been looking forward to. And then as far as the world title is concerned, very important. And as far as two surfing nations and a big matchup out here in round 4, very important as well. As we take a look at some of the beautiful ladies from Bakio.
Well, there you go.
Who's this coming down? Damian Hobgood.
Well, there you go. On the subject of the event running through or not, a lot of people have their theories, but you can rest assured that Mike Parsons is, as you can see, Taj Burrow up and riding out the back. Nice little floater. Looks like he's coming inside. Big hack off the top, but coming unstuck. Taj Burrow. But back on the subject of running the event or not, you can rest assured Mike Parsons is on it. I mean, the guy's on the pulse big time, studying the lineup, studying, Mundaka through the tides, studying Bakio through the tides, on the line with Surfline, on the line on the charts, just making the calls. And so far, he's made every good call this event, and you can rest assured he'll make a good one for the finish of the event as well.
Exactly. what is going to come into play, too, is if we do send the quarterfinals out here this afternoon, then we put ourselves in a position where we realistically only have an hour and a half worth of heats to run tomorrow. Now, there's going to be obviously boys over at Mundaka right now checking out to see how if Mundaka broke this afternoon on the low tide. The swell is supposed to stick with us through the day tomorrow. So if the swell is still around and if they've seen an hour and a half worth of waves at Mundaka this afternoon, then they might want to finish the quarters to give us a chance to go back to Mundaka for the semis and the finals tomorrow. The swell is not supposed to get much bigger than it is today. It's supposed to stay from this westerly direction, which are not optimal conditions for Mundaka, but they will definitely be taking that into consideration because we'd love to run the final of this Billabong Pro Mundaka 2006 at Europe's best left-hander. Once again, the conditions, not bad here in Bakio, but not what the Dream Tour, the top 45, is dreaming about either. So,
well, with only 4 minutes,
wait and see.
Well, with only 4 minutes remaining in the 7th heat of round number 4, with Taj Burrow with a head-on clash against Adriano DeSouza. Adriano, Dave, needing only a 6.84, and the tide is rushing in quick. We'll have to wait and see, but, hopefully we'll see a little bit more action to finish this heat off.
Well, 3.5 minutes left. 6.84 for Adriano is highly gettable. This kid can pull out 8s and 9s out of his back pocket almost at will, conditions permitting. So we shall see. This one's far from over. Once again, a big shout out. Thanks to everyone for writing in your questions. Thank you for your patience as well, because we can't just sit here and read emails all day long and only answer your questions. There's action out in the lineup. There's pre-prepared interviews to have a look at as well. But who is it that wanted to know what a rock and roll floater? To Floody. No, you don't have to be an American. You know what a rock and roll floater is? It's when they go up on the lip and they let their tail drop and then bring the board back around like a rock and roll slide in skateboarding.
Well, here you go, Dave. With only 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining, the current world number 2, Taj Burrow, still trying to advance through this heat, and Adriano DeSouza, the young rookie and savvy competitor that he is, only needing a 6.84 to advance and move into the lead of this heat as he paddles for this wave right here, Dave. Looks like a pretty good wave. Let's see what he can do. Big blast up on the closeout oncoming section there. And unfortunately for Adriano, not able to make it around that section, but nonetheless, the pressure is on for Taj Burrow, seeing as how the rest of the top 5 in the world are seeing themselves already into the quarterfinals. And with only 2 minutes remaining, Taj Burrow has to be feeling the pressure right around now, Dave.
Well, he's out the back. He has priority, and he's heard Adriano only got a 2.27 on that last one, and it's a good thing for Taj that Adriano didn't connect with that section behind it, because 2 more turns like that first one, and he definitely would have had that 6.84 he needed. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining right now. Still plenty of sets rolling through the contest area here, so I'm assuming the to quarterfinal or not to quarterfinal question is still up in the air, and hopefully we'll for sure get a decision on that one after this upcoming heat, number 8 of round 4, with Damian Hobgood and Dean Morrison. Once again, taking a look at the aerial view of the contest area here at Bakio. Still plenty of surf fans down on the beach. 1 minute remaining. So for right now, you'd have to say that Taj has more or less booked his spot in quarterfinal number 4. There's Adriano on a little closeout making his way in. So I guess Adriano has conceded this one to Taj, and the race for the Foster's ASP Men's World Championship Tour title for 2006.
Well, you gotta love the finish to this event here. Obviously, we're going to be hopefully moving into the quarterfinals at one point or another. I just got the word that in 10 minutes time, we will be hearing from the contest director on a decision whether we will be moving into the quarterfinals today or not. But nonetheless, what a storybook event here, as 5 surfers still left out of the top 8 in the top 5 in the world. So if you think about that, that's 8 surfers remaining after this round, and 5 of them